Great to see you here again. My name is Luc de Koster, founder of the Koster Academy. And in this video, I will talk about the different steps that we can have in contracting, mainly the RFI, the RFQ, and the RFP. But before we continue, don't forget to click the subscribe button, click on the bell button, and every time we have a new video, YouTube will inform you about it. So let's have a look at the different steps that will precede typically procurement. Now, procurement is a complex process and we have different steps that are happening before. Now, the different companies will go to these different steps to ensure that they understand the market. For example, what products or services are available to realize their projects. It can even be done before the project because you want to be sure that what you want to realize is possible with the actual situation of technology. And it's very important to do this because if you cannot find any technical solution, your project may be doomed at that moment. There are a lot of examples of inventions that took a long time before they could be used into something really practical. For example, the laser that we're using today a lot with our beamers was in fact, or the idea was conceived by Einstein more than 100 years ago, but it took like till the 1980s before we were using lasers in applications like compact discs and so on. Today we use a laser in many applications. Lasers were already available for scientific purposes, but in the most cases we didn't have it in our households. Today everybody has some device that is using a laser. Now we also have to, let's say, understand what's happening. And once we have the understanding that it's possible to create our project, so we understand what solutions are available, we want to know what the cost will be. We understand that the solutions are there, but what will be the cost? And finally, we will go to the stage where we will sign a contract. So the first step that we have is a request for information. Here we are sending out requests, demands to companies to discover what possible solutions are available on the market and are those solutions applicable for what we want to do? Do they cover the needs we want to ensure, we want to fulfill completing the project? Now, we may have a lot of things happening and we have a fast technology environment, so everything is evolving very fast and we can send out the RFI to understand what possible solutions exist. We want to discover the possibilities and the RFI is the element that we can use. It can also provide alternatives to solutions that we had in mind. There may be better solutions that will support our project in a better way. Now, without the RFI, you don't have an idea of the recent updates of the technical environment. What are the technical elements that we have? There are so many companies on the market today doing all kinds of creating all kinds of products or services. So it may be very interesting to find out what exists. The second part, once we finish the RFI, is what we call the RFQ. And the understanding of the market is one element. The second element is to understand what is the price for the services that you are looking for. Having a solution, well, is this solution compliant with your idea of or with your business case? Will it provide you a viable solution, a viable referring to timing, cost and quality, and cost being one of the main elements here, but also quality. How good are the new inventions that you can use? So the RFQ will provide you estimates necessary for budgeting, and basically it will allow you to review the project and possible variants and evaluate if the project will be feasible. As a project manager, You want to understand how the suppliers will influence your project, not only related to cost, but also related to other factors like timing and quality. Finally, we have a request for proposal or RFP, and is the last step in the procurement process where the buyer sends out list with item products and services they want to procure from a supplier. In a normal situation, you would send the RFP to as many sellers as possible and later evaluate their offers. The RFP process can be strictly regulated when it concerns, for example, government contracts, but also companies can apply their own procurement rules that have to be fulfilled. And of course, we can go to what we call the approved supplier list of the company. Those are the only companies that may participate in the RFP. Once you receive the offer, you will evaluate, or the offers basically from the different suppliers, you will have to evaluate them and select the best supplier in this case. We also have what we call bidders conferences, where we have in fact a different way compared to the classical RFP. You bring all the people together and the people will be online offering typically discounts. And of course, the people who are accepted to the conference have been selected before. So not everybody can participate in the bidders conference. All those suppliers that have been selected can provide the products or services as requested by the buyer at cost, time, and quality. But during the bidder conference, the suppliers typically will adjust their bids, and after a certain time, the lowest bidder, the bidder with the lowest price, the supplier with the lowest price will get the contract. So basically that is happening. We had a few like that in AT&T, and it's quite complex because it's a little bit of a game that you have to try to find. So people are calculating, what can we do? What are the possibilities? Because of course, as a supplier, you want to have the contract, but you still want to make a profit. So there are a lot of calculations to see how these things are going while everybody is bidding. It's like when you go to let's say when you go to a public sale, you're also giving some offers and you try to buy something, but you try to buy it not losing too much money, or buying something that is, let's say, at the right price, at the right value, and not overspending. So that's it for the RFI, RFQ, and the RFP and the bidders conference. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button, click on the bell button, and every time we have a new video, YouTube will inform you about it. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next videos. Bye bye.